I just uploaded my entire codebase to GPT 5.2. 27 files, 80,000 lines of code. In GPT 5.1, that would choke the model halfway through. It would forget the architecture by the time I asked about implementation. GPT 5.2 didn't even blink. Because they doubled the context window from 196K to 400K tokens. And after 48 hours of actual testing, that's just the beginning. Here's what OpenAI isn't showing you in the benchmarks. Let me show you something that sounds boring but is actually game-changing. Tool calling. In GPT 5.1, if you gave it access to multiple tools, say, web search, code execution, and file analysis, it would get confused. It would call the wrong tool, or call them in the wrong order, or just not use them at all. GPT 5.2 fixed this. I ran a test, analyze this sales data, search for industry benchmarks, then create a presentation comparing our performance. GPT 5.1 thinking, called web search first, then got lost. Never made the presentation. GPT 5.2 thinking, analyzed the CSV, executed the comparison code, searched for context, built a full slide deck. One shot, no corrections, and it's dramatically lower latency. Companies like Augment Code reported they collapsed a fragile multi-agent system, 20 different tools, into a single GPT 5.2 agent. Quote, "We no longer need sprawling system prompts because 5.2 will execute cleanly off a simple, one-line prompt. That's not incremental improvement, that's architectural. The mega-agent pattern actually works now. Okay, this is the feature everyone wants but nobody believes. 30% fewer hallucinations. I know. Every model claims this. But I can show you where you'll notice it. Complex multi-step reasoning. The kind where GPT 5.1 would confidently give you the wrong answer halfway through. Example, I ask both models to debug a race condition in my async code. GPT 5.1 thinking, identified the issue, then hallucinated a solution that would actually make it worse. Confidently wrong. GPT 5.2 thinking, identified the same issue, walked through why 3 common solutions wouldn't work, then gave me the correct fix with mutex placement. The difference? It knows when it doesn't know. On GDP-Val, the professional work benchmark, GPT 5.2 beats human experts 70% of the time. But here's the critical part, on the 30% where it doesn't, it's now smart enough to qualify its answer. Instead of making up financial formulas, it'll say, this requires domain-specific accounting rules I should verify. That's the real upgrade. Not that it's smarter, though it is. It's that you can finally trust it to not confidently lie to you. But remember, this is still a point release rushed out in 30 days. The real question is whether OpenAI can maintain this pace against Google. Because in 48 hours, I also tested Gemini 3. And that comparison, that's a different video.